Hey, over here. Yeah, we mean you. You're over 50, right? If not, turn this off immediately and return to your idle dancing with tribes of housemates racing amazingly. But if you are over 50, stay with us.
You ever feel like our culture's been completely taken over by generations X, Y, and Z? I mean, I like this technological century. I like staying plugged in. But it just feels to me like marketers, TV programmers, politicians, well, they've missed us, the 50-plus generation.
So you want to fight back? Here's a subversive idea, a show just for us, people over 50. It's about what we want and how we can get it.
It's about our finances, our health, the best places to travel, the smartest options for retirement. It's about romance, learning to fly, or saving the planet.
This show is about how we can make a difference, change the world, how we can make the most of the rest of our lives.
Now, our first story is about, well, it's about the whole idea of getting older. Like, what are some of the misconceptions about us as an economic group?
What makes us different than any other generation in U.S. history?
So what's the greatest challenge for you? World peace, accumulating wealth? How about you?
Wrinkles, definitely.
Yeah, I knew she'd say that.
I think most of us have a negative attitude towards aging.
From this day forward, the face of anti-aging skincare will forever be redefined.
We don't like wrinkles.
Fine lines, wrinkles, and sun damage are diminished.
We don't like not being able to work as hard.
I needed a pain reliever for my back.
The 50-plus generation doesn't accept aging. Even if they're in their 50s or early 60s, they don't see themselves as old.
I mean, we've never had as many 50, 60, 70-year-olds that are active, that are physically fit, that have the experience. For example, I've got 47 years in the securities business. I'll probably compete pretty well with a young man who's just out of college.
Years of experience make up for not being able to pass an SAT test that reduces the world to A, B, C, and D. I love teaching older students. They work hard. They know how to write an English sentence. They have all sorts of advantages over the current crop.
I mean, I can remember back where there was mandatory retirement at, what, 60, you were gone. Well, today, there are so many companies and so many opportunities for people not only in their 60s, but in their 65 and 70. And that today is a real powerhouse out there.
Somebody who would be targeting people 50 plus, whatever it was they were marketing, would be targeting by far the wealthiest segment of our society.
This generation of aging baby boomers, they're arguably the largest spending force in U.S. history. They will control 70% of all purchasing power in the U.S.
Get over the idea that you want to target the young folks. And the reason people have had that idea, they've said, somebody who's 30, wow, they'll be buying our stuff 55 years. Somebody who's 50, they're only going to be buying our stuff 35 years. One should be thinking about, okay, they can buy for them, they can buy for their kids, they can buy for their grandchildren. So maybe fewer years to buy, but more people to buy for. Older people are harder to switch, either from not owning that to owning it, or switch brands.
The stereotype of someone in retirement age is that they're very brand loyal, they've been using a certain brand of soap, or buying a certain make of automobile for all these years, and they're not going to change. So advertisers say, well, why even try? But the baby boomer of today is not like that at all. They're very open to new ideas. They're very open to trying new things.
Partly because you have more time to read the fool manuals when you don't have 3 people running around that you have to take to basketball games. Marketers say 50-plus consumers, they're not as high in average income. That's not looking at the right metric at all. They should be looking at where are funds that can be spent, and they may not be earned today, but they were earned yesterday, the day before, and for decades before that in many cases.
Precisely because we're so big, They don't know what to do with the fact that we control so much wealth and constitute so many numbers. How do you reach us? I don't think anyone has really got the magic bullet.
It's almost a contradictory environment. You've got people who feel young and think young, but they're getting older. Baby boomers love sporty cars that remind them of their youth and their teen years.
The 1960 Thunderbird. Finally, the car everyone's been waiting to see.
But the new versions, you know, they still look stylish and cool and sporty, but they're roomier, more comfortable, plusher seats.
The 2005 Ford Mustang. The legend lives.
People's lives are like the spreading of a fan, so that people who are 6 months old are very similar to other people who are 6 months old. And as we grow older, we grow more different from each other, so that you, in a sense, have more diversity of values and priorities and whatever as people get to be 50 plus. And if you said, oh, that must be hard for marketers, no, 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 that creates niches for marketers.
And if we would capitalize on the novelty of the baby boomer generation, on the new demands that they're going to make on housing and lifestyle, if we would look at them as a serious, diverse group, I think we'd be wiser than to just talk about the boomers.
Marketers who are smart are going to allocate money to the 50-plus consumers because, compared to other demographic age groups, hey, we outspend them and we outvote them.
Stay tuned for more of 50+ TV.
I think it's his best work. The clean lines.
It's not as important as his giant poodle and Kleenex.
You have to look past the reference to bourgeois consumerism and get to the soul of the piece. It's marvelously balanced and has a wonderful negative compatibility. His vision is so fresh, so now.
Excuse us just a moment. Thank you.
Wow. There.
Thank you.
Worth waiting for.
Yes.
So what is Hypnus, anyway?
Do you think we just passed through it?
Well, I know we passed through something, but hey, take a look at this.
What is hip? Tell me if you think you know. But what is hip?
Being cool before it's cool.
Miles, Monk, Dizzy, Bird. Hip is a oomph that's undescribable.
Oh, you must mean hip replacement.
Retro, that's what's hip.
Like anyone, we're fascinated by things that are associated with our youth.
People have a lot of nostalgia about the 1950s growing up. That looks so cutting edge, so now, and then to find out that it was designed 50 years ago, you think, oh, wow.
If you didn't know, you wouldn't know when it was designed.
The stuff that works and is tried and true and has some value, it'll always be around there for us to choose from.
I have thought about if this is just a passing fad.
Is it hip now? And I would have to say, well, it was hip last week.
Anything that takes from a previous time and age and sort of like holds it up and like makes it a little bit larger than life for a moment, maybe a long moment, is comforting to our culture.
In looking at this style, especially those of us that are baby boomers and were born in the late 40s into the 1950s, obviously that was a time in which, in this country, modernism was a very strong force in terms of style and design.
Improved styling constantly adds to the ease and grace and gaiety of American living.
This type of furniture, when it has this heavy design weight to it, needs space, needs air to really show what it is. I needed a space where I could play music. I wanted to be open. You could see there's not much clutter here. It's almost minimalist design. No walls, no ceilings.
I see what you mean.
What attracted me was the form of the furniture, this clean lines, the architectural design.
There's a certain place where function meets form that is an absolute magic point.
The furniture from that era, middle of the 20th century, some brilliant furniture designs.
It's very clean lines. It's very simple shapes and forms.
My favorite piece of furniture is an Eames lounge chair that was designed, I think, in '54. That is timeless. I mean, you can look at it, and obviously it's still very comfortable, but it also, you couldn't necessarily, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know when it was designed.
This is what's hip. This is what people like.
Women and men alike are increasingly interested in the look of things.
Not only are adults that are looking at this and wanting to grab a piece of their past, but it's also people that want something hip, and they look and they say, oh wow, 1956 Chevy Bel Air, now that was hot. Well, they're also looking at an egg chair, 1957 designed by Arne Jacobsen. They're saying, I gotta have that.
One of the things about this hip style, this retro style, is it's associated with fun.
What is this, man? Look at what is this? Whoa.
Totally politically
Whoa.
incorrect. The atomic disintegrator from the 50s. I had one when I was a kid.
You had one of these?
Yes, these are great. When I was young, it was hip for me to hear a guy named Thelonious Monk. I have a 16-year-old son. I never played him Thelonious Monk. He's never heard of John Coltrane. He's in the jazz band at school, and he comes home and I hear him playing giant steps and Thelonious Monk riffs.
I find it really interesting that most of the kids that are coming in here and playing hard jazz, hard bop, and really understand where their roots come from are looking pretty much to the same people. McCoy Tyner, Thelonious Monk, Miles Davis. There's an awful lot of richness in the jazz experience, and I find it like really, I guess, consoling, or makes me feel good about who we are, you know, as a culture when I see kids getting into that.
Just like furniture comes in and out, fashion comes in and out, the music is coming in and out. Big revolution. These are teenagers now listening to the jazz masters. That is hip to me. I gotta show you something here. This is another piece of equipment from a bygone era, just like everything else in the house. Right out of the 60s, 70s, Whoa. Total analog circuitry. It's an analog synthesizer. I didn't start out to collect 50s and 60s instruments. It's just the way they were made and the tone that they have is so much different than what you can get right now.
Organically recorded real wood, wire, string instruments still sound great today. You can have incredibly detailed samples of them, but what you don't get is the imperfections, the overtones, you know, the human interface of playing those instruments.
The neat thing about this is we're taking old school sounds, an old school way of doing it, and turning it around and making it more modern, matching it up with modern drums.
Like the furniture.
Yeah, just like the furniture.
A lot of things haven't changed, but a lot of things have changed a lot.
I think there's certainly more to it than just being hip. But if it happens to be hip, that's great.
I'm not sure that there'll ever be a better guitar than the Stratocaster. I'm not real sure there'll ever be a cooler motorcycle than my 77 BMW R60 that's sitting in the parking lot right now. Those things they're transcendent in that the form and the function meet and just do something just amazing. I'm not sure that it's easy to articulate, but you know it when you see it.
We'll be right back with more 50+ TV. Oh, you hipster.
Wonder if there's a cheese ball around here. All this striving for things, I don't know. Maybe happiness is more than just having a whole lot of cool toys, huh?
Oh, so you'll take back the 48-inch flat screen, high definition combination video monitor, computer screen communication center, and latte maker?
And what will I stare at when I do my yoga in the morning? A blank wall, I suppose?
You know, sometimes it would be nice to meet some people who make the world a better place.
I make the world a better place?
Honey, don't even go there.
What are you saying?
Just watch.
I don't feel like I'm the old person. I still feel the same as I've always had. I mellow out what I'm doing a little bit. I maybe don't run as far on the beach anymore, or maybe get in the water quite as much as I used to, but I don't have to. Life is worth living. Life is good. I had an ulcer at 15, okay? And after having that ulcer, I started to think, you know, I don't want to go through life like this.
Mr. Duncan is really funny, but never get the hiccups in his class.
Why?
Because if you have the hiccups, he'll scare you.
Let's just go ahead and staple that closer together like that. Ah! Just kidding.
He always has a smile on his face. Usually teachers don't get up on the table and jump from table to table.
If I make it fun for myself, I'm making it fun for them also. I jump up on tables and draw their attention to things. I just enjoy myself again, and having fun with them, and they have fun with it also. Yeah, what else? Yeah, what else has to be the same?
The sides.
Sides, we got those, they're 10 centimeters. What else? My wife started teaching first, and I was at home to take care of the babies. And I was having so much fun with the kids that, wow, anything that I could do where I would be interacting with kids all the time, it's got to be great. Okay, I'm going to set you on your... It's not a job. It's an opportunity to get up each day and go do something that I really, really enjoy doing.
He loves surfing. He's really outgoing, funny, and he's probably the best teacher in the school.
This is last year's class. They gave me a surfboard, and they signed it all. The year before that, they gave me, actually they gave me a wetsuit. So this year I'm hoping they'll give me a trip to Hawaii, maybe.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be surfing like California. You'd see them wearing their baggies, Warachi sandals too, a bushy blonde hairdo, surfing USA.
You'll catch a wave at the cove and you'll come around and start your paddle out and you say, I love the cove. We have dolphins come through there. We have resident harbor seals that come up and check us out all the time. You know, it's not just the surfing that I do. That's easy because I live near the ocean. I snowboard now. I do cross-country skiing. Anything I can do at the beach. I do biking also at the beach. I've got a 1940 plus bicycle that I ride. It's just a jewel. It's as old as I am. We're both in good shape, I guess. Since a lot of my kids have grown up now and they're younger adults and everything, and they treat me like a teacher, and I get a lot of respect when I'm in the water, when I'm just all the time, and it's very rewarding to have that happen to me. Makes my head swell sometimes.
What do you think about him?
Oh no! Don't ask Summer. No.
He gave me a hard time when I was a kid in school.
At Parkway, yeah.
So now I'm bigger than him.
Yeah. One of the reasons I like teaching in the area that I live in is that I keep running into my kids all the time and the families. You got our homework done? It's really a good feeling to be able to stay in touch then with those families like that. I'm working on second generation now. My wife hates it though because she can't send me to the store without me. I just take too long. The ice cream melts before I'm able to get back home with it. Yeah, we used to go to the beach for everything.
Yeah, I still went on a field trip with you though too, down to the rocks.
Oh yeah, the tide pools?
Yeah.
We'd get down there for anything, for PE, for English.
Yeah, you always found an excuse to get back to
the
beach.
Yeah.
Let's go, kids!
My wife keeps saying, well, why don't you retire? Why don't you retire? They gave a retirement package last year, and I says, why? You know, I have all the time off that I would possibly want. I'm doing something I think that's important. I'm interacting with kids that help keep me active, you know, and young acting. It's the world's greatest job. That's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect as a butterfly.
For I have the warmth of the sun within me at night.
Just life itself is good. And do the best you can. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Yeah, have fun. That's good.
I can't go. I can't leave you.
If you don't get on that bus, you'll regret it. Maybe not now, but soon, and for the rest of your life.
But what about us?
We'll always have Viagra, and so much more.
Wait a minute. Let's both get on the bus. Let's leave the rat race.
Great idea. She'll find out in a minute that we can't do that. Not just yet. But let's meet a couple who can in our next segment, Best of America.
This is a life, cruising along on our own. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I know that little golf course is close here somewhere.
That little golf course is to the left. Take a left, Earl, a left. Now! He missed it again.
Hi folks, my name's Earl. This is my wife of 52 years, Celine. We want to welcome you to the Best of America. Our goal in life is to travel about the country and find for you the very, very best picks that we possibly can in golf courses, restaurants, RV camps, national parks, amusement parks.
All right, can we go to the course now? I intend to beat you badly.
You're dreaming, girl. You're dreaming.
We'll see.
I love the way they bunkered this hole. Look how beautiful it is.
Good one, sweetie.
Go get him, girl. All yours.
Yes!
All right.
Yes!
All right, girl. Atta girl. You did great.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Used to be real good. It's going to be just as
I
good.
think so.
I'm going to bet you that I am in the hole before you. 25 cents.
You're on.
Very nice.
Oh, you don't like that?
Not really. I think you're going to like that. Oh! There's my corner.
Right in the hole. You know, for having not played in a while, I think we didn't do badly at all.
Well, I wouldn't want anybody to see my score, but
Well,
that's okay.
how's your hip feel?
It's fine. My knee's fine, my hip's fine.
And my ankle's okay. Richard, tell us a little something about this golf course. And also, you might give me some advice as to how a 16 handicap should play this course.
No, certainly, Earl. Earl, this course is a link style course, and as you well know, a link style course is known for its rolling hills. We have 70 something to 80 big bunkers in this course.
I've noticed that.
We have water on 14 of our 18 holes.
I've noticed that too.
So if you're going to play some golf out here, I suggest you get some balls in the pro shop there before you come out, if you don't have any in your bag already, Earl.
Well, what we do is take your practice balls when we go.
You know, I find them on the greens a lot. I sure do.
Find something, honey? Oh, lovely colors.
Ooh, 50 off. That's my table.
And then we'll go look at the ladies.
Okay. That was a great round of golf, but just one of the things that Houston's famous for.
There's so much to enjoy. A thriving downtown, great restaurants.
And we could do a whole show just on the Houston Space Center.
Yes, but one of the joys of living an RV life is to stay off the beaten path.
True. So we headed down to the island of Galveston and discovered Moody Gardens.
There's a 3D IMAX theater, a paddle wheel steamer cruise.
The kids will love it.
I know of one big kid who really loved it.
Something else I love is the rainforest and the aquarium, created in two amazing pyramids right there.
Well, come on, let's take a look.
Let's go.
Look how beautiful. Oh, I like this. Look at all the gorgeous plants. Let's see this. Isn't this beautiful?
Look at the gorgeous bird. 2/3 of all the fresh water on Earth is found in the Amazon. That's incredible. Look here. Yeah. Okay, it's hot in here. What do you say we go out of here for a while and come back later?
I'm ready.
We'll go to the aquarium, okay?
That sounds good to me.
All right.
Let's do that.
Well, honey, where to next?
Being on Galveston Island made me remember something.
Uh-huh, what's that?
Well, remember the Tarpon Tail Inn at Sanibel Island?
When were we in Florida? Oh, our honeymoon. I remember that.
Good answer.
Well, folks, it looks like we're traveling east and south. Follow us next week to Sanibel Island, Florida.
See you there.
Adios.
Well, we had fun, and we hope you did too.
So join us next week for more 50 Plus TV. And remember, age is only a state of mind. Waisha.
Oh, you're on.
Hey, one thing's still bothering me.
Stop it.
No. I help make the world a better place.
Look, for the last time, I didn't mean it. Not really.
I know you said not really. It's not really an apology if you qualify.
Well, I'm sure you're right.
Yeah, well, now you're patronizing
I
me.
understand.
You drive me crazy.
Nice. After all these years.
I mean both ways. You drive me crazy good, you drive me crazy bad.
Yeah, let's talk about that.